Hi guys, and welcome to Project Life. I'm working on my front cover today. I had to do some thinking about what makes a good front cover when I started planning, and I wanted to think about what kind of things I would want to sum me up on the front cover of an album that's going to contain the whole of 2014. So I think a family photograph was a good starting point. So in my little plan I've got family photograph designated for up here, and then I thought I'd have, there's four of us, four individuals in the family, so I thought I'd have all four little photos in those sections in the middle there. And then I had to think about what was going to go in the other three boxes. I wanted like a hello or an introduction card. I've got week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 going throughout the rest of my will be going throughout the rest of my pages, so therefore that card, that week 1, week 2 filler card up in the top left corner, I thought I might also incorporate into the front page too. So I was thinking, what can I put on there? I can't put week 1, I could put 2014 or something, but I came up with hello 2014. Very original, I know. But I played around on my silhouette and have created a cut file that will go in there. So that's what I'm going to do there. I want some colour behind it though, so that's why I've chosen this yellow wood grain paper here. My family photo is going to go here, my 4 little photos in here, and then I had to come to what was going to go down these two. So I wanted a journaling card, and I really like the idea of having some kind of emblem or motif that summed me up, and I found this one. It's from the Honey Core Kit. Take a picture with a camera, and that sums me up pretty well. I carry my enormous DSLR camera around with me everywhere I go, and you know, people are snapping away on their iPhones, and then I pull out my enormous camera and everyone's like, wow. And in fact it's become a bit of a joke, especially when it has a long lens and a flash on it as well. It's ridiculously huge. So anyway, that's a bit of a joke, a running joke around me. So I think having a camera down here sums me up quite nicely. Take a picture, obviously it's a Project Life album, so it's about all the little details and lots of photos and that sort of thing, so that was ideal for me, so I went for that one. So that just left this card here, and I wanted to have some kind of writing or script, or I was considered having like New Year's resolutions or something like that, but as I didn't really make any New Year's resolutions, I would have had to have made them up specifically just for my front page, which didn't sit right with me, so I wanted to have some other kind of writing in there, and I decided it wasn't going to be my own. I thought I could come up with something, a little phrase or a caption. I was going through my Project Life cards, and in the blush edition I found one that had a little, was just plain pink with a line across it, and in it said everyday moments. I really liked it. I liked the phrase, the everyday moments, but I thought the card was a little bit too plain for my front cover, because the whole front cover is going to be fairly plain anyway, so I thought I would try and make my own based on that everyday moments. So I've cut out everyday in a script font on my silhouette. That was a file I bought from the Silhouette store, so I'm going to put that at an angle across like that, and I've also cut out moments in a much like just a normal font like Arial or something like that, I think it was. Little S ran away. So they need sticking in place, and I thought I'd have some kind of embellishment up here as well. So I'm just going to pull in my photos. This is my family photo. It's taken at Christmas, so there's a Christmas tree in the background. It's not ideal, but it's the most recent decent family photo of us I have, and I've put some text on it that says a year in the life of the Rowlands, so that's just a little introduction. We're having a family photo shoot done in a couple of weeks time, so I might, if we have a good one there, swap this one out and replace it with one from the photo shoot, if possible. Otherwise that one's going to have to do, but it's definitely not my favourite. Well, it is probably my favourite photo, but I hate the fact that it's got a Christmas tree in the background. It's great for a Christmas photo, but not so good for just a general family photo. I have got one back but from June, but obviously that's a good 6 months ago now, so that's not ideal either. So I think I'll wait and see if I've got some, if I can get a new one and swap it in later. And then I've got my 4 little portraits, and I've printed all of those in black and white. I considered whether or not they should have white borders, and I've decided against it. I've decided that they were probably, because they're not in colour, they were separate enough from each other by just being in black and white. So that's what I've gone for there. Plus the family photos in colour too. So so that's looking quite good. Here is my cut piece, the card that I cut on my silhouette. That's going to lay over the top of that yellow wood grain. I've got all the little bits for in here, so I'm going to get that stuck on. I'm also going to stick down the everyday moments, and I've got a little bit of embellishment that I think I might want to put on here. A little label like that, possibly with some washi tape. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and get all of those little pieces stuck down, and then I'll move on to finalising the layout. Okay, so now those cards are done, I've stuck on all the little bits in between the little cutout bits, like the bit in the E and the L and stuff. The way I did that, instead of guessing, was to place the word that was cut out over there and then use that as a template to stick those pieces in so they're in exactly the right places. I'm going to keep that hello and probably use it somewhere else in my album. I'm not sure quite where yet, but I'll probably keep hold of that. I've stuck down this card here. I added some washi tape at the top and then a label sticker. It's not a sticker, it's printable, but same thing. And then I've got the everyday across there and moments. I've decided to expand on that and write in there, love those. So love those everyday moments. So I've got some little letter stickers for that. Okay, and now for some, that was shaping up pretty nicely, but now for some final embellishment. I'm not going to go crazy, because the whole of my Project Life album I'm planning to keep quite simple. I've done a lot of divided page layouts in the past and think that they can look a bit chaotic and cluttered, and that's what I'm really trying to avoid in my Project Life album this year. Avoid the chaos. So I'm going to try and stick to simple, flat embellishments. I'm on a thickers ban in Project Life anyway, because they are so thick. They're also expensive, and I have just bought an expensive silhouette machine, so I must use it. But I'm worried about the thickness of thickers, because they do add bulk to your pages, and even though I'm planning to split Project Life over 2 albums, 30, or well, maybe not quite 30, but 25, 26 double page layouts in one album is going to be pretty thick, so I'm concerned about that. So I'm going to try and keep bulk to an absolute minimum. I'm not going to raise anything up on sticky foam pads. I'm going to try and avoid buttons and you know, the raised brads. Just stick to flat things. Mainly printable is my aim. So this is printable from one of the Studio Calico sheets that I bought. It was a whole circle and it had 2 more words, 2 more hello words. So I thought it was quite good for the front page of my album, but it's too big in its original form to go there, which is where I wanted to put it. So I've cut that bit off. I'm going to discard that, and I'm just going to add that semicircle to there. I also want to incorporate a little heart. I've got a heart in the camera, so it's quite nice to repeat that. And there's some empty space here between these 2 photos. Obviously I'm going to have a divided pocket going along there, but I've just made a tiny cut in the page protector, and I think I can add that little heart there. So it goes across the 2 photos. There will still be a gap between the 2 photos. It will be stuck to this photo, but it will encroach onto this one a little bit too. But it shouldn't have any effect. The page protector should be fine, because I've made that little cut in there. So I'm just going to add those. And the final thing I'm going to do is just add a little tiny gem onto the heart in the middle of the camera. So just the one up there. And that's it. I'm going to call that my front page, my introduction page to my Project Life album,